You might tell me that this is the most unsexy episode of the show that I have ever recorded. And so, if you're new here, if this is the first time that you found the Becoming an Online Sales Queen podcast, I'm sorry for saying that this is unsexy, but I think that you should listen anyway, because what I'm about to share with you has made me a lot of money. It's allowed me to show up powerfully in my business, to build a brand that thousands of women trust, to have been a business owner for almost 10 years. And I'm really proud to be able to say that, because I think the statistic is that most businesses don't get past 2 years. And so here I am doing 5 times that, almost 10 years in business. And it all comes down to this one thing. Now, yes, I'm joking with you that it's unsexy, but it is absolutely critical that you have this one thing in your business. It's been the reason that I have been able to rebrand myself. So my business used to be called My Sales Mentor. It's now called Her Infinite Abundance, which I absolutely love. I've renamed all of my programs, repriced all of my programs, made absolutely certain that every offer that I deliver fits neatly and nicely with the next, so that I have great opportunities for upsell and client retention. And inside my sales funnels, I have opportunities for downsell, because the journey is built in a very succinct, very strategic way. It's the reason why I am able to show up with really clear messaging, because I'm certain about who I am and what I stand for. And I'm really certain about who it is that I want to work with and who I want to support. And so this one unsexy thing is clarity. Now, I know that you might roll your eyes and go, well, I'm clear. I know what I'm doing. Well, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you on that. Are you really clear? Do you feel really clear about who you are, what you stand for, how you change lives, how your curriculum, how your transformation, how your program promise really impacts the lives of your clients? Do you really have that level of clarity around how to launch your offers, how to sell, how to build a funnel that brings you in inquiries and sales every single week? Clarity is the foundation of every decision that you make. Now, I got clarity whilst I was away on a business retreat. When I look back in my whole journey, that was the one moment where I could say I arrived on that retreat thinking I was clear. I thought I knew exactly what I was doing. I felt like I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and I thought I knew how I was going to get there. But when I had my mentor ask me some strategic questions, some reflective review questions on this retreat, on day 1 of the retreat, it really allowed me to see things that I hadn't seen before, feel things that I didn't know I was feeling. They were sort of subconscious, that came up to the surface because I was in this like strategic reset. I was journaling, I was listening to the questions, I was feeling like, this isn't what I thought this isn't how I thought I was gonna answer that question. This isn't, how I thought I felt about that offer. I can now see I've got blind spots. I can now see I've got massive opportunities that are untapped. I can see that I've got all this potential that is untapped because I didn't know that it was there. And so clarity, I want to challenge you around your clarity. Like, give yourself a score out of 10. How clear do you feel about where you're going for the next year and how you're going to get there? How clear do you feel about the strategy? How clear do you feel about your offers? How clear are you on the way that you show up and message what you do? How clear are you on your sales plan, on whether you want to invite applications or DMs or sales calls? How clear are you? Not how much of everybody else's noise have you taken on and made your own. How clear are you in your heart? Yeah, how clear are you? Now, if the answer to that is anything less than an 8 out of 10, if you're like, actually, Rach, you've got a point, I'm 4 out of 10 clear, or I'm 5 out of 10 clear, or 6 at best out of 10 when it comes to how clear you are about how to get to your next level, then I would love I'd love to meet some of the listeners that I've never met before. I know some of you are already like in programs with me. You've been to some of my in-person events. If we've never met, then I would love you to jump all over what I'm about to share with you. So I'm going to run a 2-day strategic reset. It's going to be a workshop style. So it's not like a teaching. It's not pre-recorded. It's live, me and you and a small group on Zoom. And I'm going to lead you through a strategic reset exercise. Well, 2 days of exercises, multiple exercises. And my intention is that you will get very clear about your income goals. You will get super clear about your business model, about the one signature offer that you should be selling, and at what price point, what should it be called, how would you message it. You're going to get laser clear on that. And then on day 2, we're going to build a strategic sales plan so that you're really clear on how you can show up and sell it so that you can unlock your next level of income, so that you can position yourself in your niche, in your industry, in your market as the one people come to because you are seen as the expert, so that you don't have to any longer feel like you're trying to cut through the noise, trying to battle with all the other people who do what you do. You are the one, you are brilliant, you are the authority. It's just that maybe you're not messaging yourself that way because maybe there's a lack of belief that you really are as good as I know that you are. And so this 2-day strategic reset, I'm so excited to invite you to come and join it. I've called it Clarity, Clients and Cash, which is a bit of a mouthful, but I just liked it because clarity is that like foundational piece where you reflect and review before you can grow. Yeah, you reflect and review and refine what's already working, dump what's not working, and then I will help you to build the plan to overcome any blind spots and build a plan that allows you to meet and exceed your potential. Okay. If you would love to come and join me on this 2-day strategic reset, day 1 is going to be like 60 to 90 minutes. Day 2, again, 60 to 90 minutes. If you can clear that time in your calendar and you'd love to come and do that work with me, I'm going to put all the details below the show for you. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll find it below. If you're listening on any of the podcast platforms, again, you'll find the show notes and you can come hang out with me. Let me support you to get really clear on all the success that you've created up until this point, which parts of that we want to take forward, which parts we want to leave, and rebuild your plan with a clear strategy to move forward so that you can get your next big income breakthrough and create the results that I know that you deserve. So yeah, please do come and check that out. But going back to my story about, my 3-day retreat experience, what I did following that retreat was incredible. And I still look back at that 3-day retreat now, and I can see that was my moment of crystal clear clarity. It was like I don't want to sound weird about it, but it was a bit like an out-of-body experience. I remember like looking down on myself, sat at this retreat. We were in a beautiful villa in Barbados by the pool. I was underneath this like cabana thing with my journal. And I just had this like real moment where I saw myself like, Rach, you're in the Caribbean. You're on a retreat. This is incredible. You only booked it a week ago. I literally booked with 7 days notice. And you've just had this thunderbolt moment that has allowed you to see everything that you stand for, everything that you want to be, everything that you want to build, all the women that you want to help. I up-leveled my mission. I used to want to help 10,000 women. Well, I've already done that. Now I want to help 1 million women. Yeah. And so it was just a real moment for me, a real moment. And when I was thinking about it over Christmas, I was doing some reflecting over the New Year period, the Christmas New Year break, that week in between. And I was asking myself, like, why is it that pretty much every woman that I support in any of my programs right now, the questions that she will often be asking me are about her blind spots. They're things that she can't see. They are questions about her offer. It's usually always about the offer. They are questions about her business model and what is the best way to launch, what is the best way to build a group, what is the best way to up level the messaging so it attracts a higher caliber client. There are blind spots that you ladies ask me about all the time. So I've been concocting this little plan, that we're going to do this 2-day reset together. And I would love to meet some of you that have been listening to the show for a long time. So yeah, please do get yourself booked on. I don't know if I'm going to run it for a second time. I think, at this point, this is the only time that I'm going to run it. So have a look at the dates. If you can make it work, grab yourself a space. And I will see you for the next episode next week.